Alright guys, welcome to another Paint the Moon Vaporizer review. Today we're going to be checking out the Haze by Haze Tech. Let's open up the box and see what you get. Alright, so when you get your Haze, you open up the box. It's a pretty big box for such a small little vape. When you open up your box, it'll look like this. You have your two rechargeable batteries, your vape itself, the Haze, and you have two stems. This is a glass stem and a metal stem. We'll get into how to put all this stuff together and everything in a sec. But underneath that, what you're going to have is you get a little brush to brush it out, as well as a brush for the inside of the stems. You get your convection and conduction little inserts. You also have these little concentrate / e-liquid trays, which have little like cotton pad wicks in there. You can take, they're removable. There's two of them in each one. Once you take it out, they look like this. You get two of these bullets. One of them is in the unit right now. And then you also get cord, which connects to your battery charger. All you do is you take your battery with the positive end up, and then you stick it in just like that, and these LEDs will glow. Once all of them are solid, it's fully charged. It does stick a little bit. I recommend like pushing this down, holding it down, but then putting the battery on top and putting it in. And then you also get a user manual, but it goes over everything, like how to release the mouthpiece, how to switch mouthpieces. Like, there's a lot of like steps, turning the power on, charging, as well as some temp settings and battery settings. One thing I do want to mention about the batteries. There's sort of like this, it looks like a plastic on here, and you're like, oh, I should take that off. But actually, the plastic that's on here is overcharge protection. So you don't overcharge or over discharge your batteries inside the unit. Because if you over discharge these batteries or overcharge them, they won't work as well. They won't have as long of battery life. But that's your overcharge protection, so don't take that out. Alright, so let's get into the unit itself. Here's the Haze. To open it up, you just pop open this side. Then inside you'll have your bullets of choice. Right now, I actually have two bullets on top of each other in here. I have the convection bullet on top of the conduction bullet. Just to give it a nice tight pack, get everything in there all good. Do-do-do, do-do-do, do-do, do-do-do-do. Just dumping out some of my vape material out of here. This little bullet. One thing I did forget to mention is that the unit does come with these tweezers / scoop. This is actually a scooping end. It's indented there. You can scoop up your material, dump it into the chamber. It also has these tweezers for getting out the concentrate bullet. You just pull it out by this little metal tab on here. You just grab that and pull it out. So yeah, that's pretty easy. So to put the battery in, this is the top of the unit. There's a switch on here. We'll get into that. But to put the battery in, you undo this little flap at the bottom. You pull it out, drop it down, and you grab your battery, insert it negative end up. So you want the positive end, this end, to be down like that. Because this switch up here, this is your on-off switch, okay? And you guys can see there's that circle, and there's that circle. And that corresponds to these right here. So when it's this way, which is the front of the unit, when it's this way, it's doing this top chamber. When it's this way, it's doing this bottom chamber right over here. Okay. As far as stems go, it's really personal preference. The glass stem is really nice. I prefer the steel, just as I like a little heftier stem. It's a little bit tighter fit too. But that's what the unit looks like with the stem in. the glass stem anyways. Been using it pretty extensively, trying to get like a good gauge on how it works and what different temperature settings do what and everything. For concentrates, this is my new favorite way to use concentrates. All you do is really simple. Open up your unit, grab one of your little concentrate carts, open it up, and then you load it directly in there. I took the pads out of this one. They say to take the pads out when you're using dense concentrate, like waxes and stuff like that. But when you're using like e-liquid, you keep the pads in and you just saturate it. You don't like make it so you can see liquid. Like the pad should just be damp. And because you don't want to spill a bunch of e-liquid inside your unit, like that'd be bad. When it's in the unit, the air hole, there's an air hole right here. And that actually lines up perfectly with this groove. So that's your airflow when the concentrate bullet is in there. The convection does produce better results than the convection. I use this this screen. As you can see, it's got like these sides open so that your material can actually touch the edges of the oven. You actually press it into the unit, and then on the sides of it, it'll make connection. What I really like to do is I like to take the convection bullet and put it on top of the conduction bullet and press it down so that it makes your material really tight against the sides of the unit, and it just gives an overall better vape, in my opinion. So let's load her up and we'll show you the vapor production, go into some battery life stuff as well as temperature ranges. So yeah, be right back. Alright guys, got my material all ground up. So what I'm going to do first is do one convection bullet in the top section, and then I'm going to do a conduction bullet in the bottom section so I can show you guys the difference in vapor production between the two. Load up our bullet. Let me get the scoop. I really like the two-chamber design of this thing. It's the best like dry herb concentrate vaporizer combo I've found. I have it all loaded, as you can see. Convection, conduction. I'm actually going to I found this to be the best way to use the conduction bullet. You take the other convection screen and you just press it into the chamber nice and tight. Close the unit up and we're ready to go. Start it on the second level. The way you scroll through the temperatures, you just push this button right on top here. It's at 1, 2, 3, 4. Level 1's really low, not a whole lot of vapor or anything. There's really just only flavor, and that's just it just tastes like your material. It doesn't really brown it at all, especially with the convection. The conduction, like you get more browning, like your material's a lot darker than with the convection, but it's still not much. We have reached our temperature, so I'm going to take a pull. Really good flavor. Flavor out of this vape is fantastic. It's very on par with most other high-end vaporizers, which I would consider this like a higher-end vaporizer. I think they're giving it out at like the Grammys or the Oscars or something in all the gift bags. But it's a higher-end vaporizer. It's really quality feeling, even though there's parts that are made of plastic, and I just feel like a lot of time went into this vape. Like they really took their time trying to get this vape to be as good as possible all across the board. As you can see, not a lot of vapor, a lot of flavor, not a lot of vapor. Alright, well, now we're getting a lot off this, so I'm going to bump it up level 3. I'll just go straight to level 4. Level 3 is really not all that different from level 2. vapor production wise, at least with the herb inserts. For your concentrates, I just go straight. I go straight to level 4. I don't see any reason in waiting. So, level 4, conduction. And we have visible vapor. Alright. Flavor has gone down dramatically. Tastes very popcorny, very vaped. A lot of vapor on 4. Conduction bullet. Do conduction bullet level 4 if you want a quick vape. I'd recommend actually going to level 3, seeing what you get. I didn't have that great of results on 3. I got like barely any visible vapor. But if you're going for like kind of, you don't want that like hot vaped flavor, 3 might be a little better because you will have some visible vapor, be able to see it, but you also be extracting like most of what you want out of your material. Pretty good vapor production. Now what we're gonna do now, so I'm gonna switch it over to the convection bullet so you guys can see what the vapor production is like on that. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention, with what you get in the box, it does come not only with a user manual, it comes with this DVD telling you exactly how, like basically it's the entire user manual but in a DVD in like a visual format so you can really see exactly what you're doing. Kind of almost getting back to like the older days of like, this is how you use it. Like those like how-to videos, which I think is really cool. Still heating up. For convection, I got no vapor pretty much the entire time. No matter what temp setting I had it at, really got no visible vapor at all. My material was like a golden brown, but there was a little bit of green left, and so I found that somewhat annoying. Well, I've been proven wrong yet again. Different material will give you different results, but that was the first pull on setting 4, and I went all the way up to 4, starting at 1, and I got still nothing the whole time. It's a day for first. Alright. Anyways, so the unit has a 10-year warranty. That's really cool. The battery life is really good. You'll get at least probably 5 to 7 sessions out of this thing, depending on what temperature you run it at. Maybe if you run it at 4 all the time, like I do, like you won't get as many. Good vapor production. Let's check out our material, see how we're doing. Alright, so as you can see, pretty dark brown. Close it back up, take a few more hits, talk about it, and then we'll pop in our other bullets, see how we're doing there. Our e-liquid bullet is going so poorly. The wicks didn't even really wick. As far as I can tell, they like might have barely wicked. But like this e-liquid fucking all along the sides of this thing. That's annoying. Okay, so we have our e-liquid in the top section here, and our concentrate in the bottom. Close it up, and we're letting it heat up to 4. So we're at temperature for the e-liquid cartridge. Damn, that thing works. Not what I was expecting at all for the e-liquid cartridge. It's a really dry vape. One of the dries. It's a pretty high VG blend. So we're switching into the concentrate bullet. Still heating. Battery's probably getting low. It just takes a long time to heat to get up to 4, honestly. From dead cold. It does take longer with the concentrate and e-liquid bullets in there, though, solely because they're extra metal that they have to heat up. We've reached temperature. This is the best way that I've found to vaporize dense concentrates. This kind of reminds me of like the Vapor Flash, the new like e-cig that came out. But anyways, you got this. That is, it tastes like the essence of it, you know? Like the essence of your concentrate. It's the perfect flavor without any of like the horrible throat burn you get from those pens and like your water pipes and such. Only way I can describe it is it's a flavor thing. This gives the best flavor pretty much of any vape that I've had for dense concentrates. So I'm gonna turn it off. Chill. It is an expensive unit. It's about $250 for this thing, which a lot of the higher end units, that's the price. They're pretty much sticking out, like the Ascent, the Packs, Firefly's even more expensive. Get what you pay for, really. If you're looking to get this, there'll be a link in our description where you should buy it. As always, Facebook and Twitter pages are also linked in the description. And we're on Reddit and FC under the username Paint the Moon. If you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to contact us. We are here to answer anything you got. So please, if you have any questions, send them to us. So dry.